Welcome to the Warframe weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Glaive Prime. Now, since this is a primed weapon, the only way to get it is to assemble it from its primed parts, which you can either get yourself by opening specific relics or by buying the parts from other players. However, relics are rotated in and out of the game quite frequently, so I will leave a link to the official Glaive Prime Wikipedia website in the video description so you can check it out and see which relics you want to go for. The Glaive Prime is a Mastery Rank 10 glaive that does primarily slash damage with a little bit of impact and puncture on the side. It is decently fast with an attack speed of 1.25. It has short range, which doesn't really matter because you're going to be throwing it most of the time anyway, and it has 22% crit chance with a 2x crit moti and 30% status chance on light attacks. If, however, you throw it, especially with a charge throw, the damage is significantly higher, the crit chance goes up to 26%, the crit moti goes up to 2.4 times, and it will also get a little bit of extra status up to 34%. And finally, the heavy attack will detonate the glaive mid-air when thrown, and this does over 1000 blast damage on a charged throw with a range of almost 5 meters, and this explosion has no fall off. So if we just quickly compare it to the standard glaive, you can see that it is a pretty significant upgrade across the board. Glaives are very special in that if you hold the attack button instead of just tapping it, you will throw the glaive instead, and this will do a lot of damage, and if you then press the heavy attack button while the glaive is mid-air, it will cause a massive detonation, which on the Glaive Prime also force procs impact and slash. This is why the most powerful build you can run on the Glaive Prime is either a heavy attack hybrid or just a straight up heavy attack build. The build you're looking at right now is actually a heavy attack hybrid, which is why it's running Blood Rush and Reflex Coil. This is because you want to build up to 12 times combo before you do the heavy attack. If, however, you don't want to do that and you just want to do heavy attacks, this is the build you want to run instead. This is, as I've said already, the most powerful build you can run on the Glaive, and it's actually pretty reliable with opening slam that you can get from Natamon, where if you do a slam from Operator, you get double combo gain for 20 seconds. It does have a bit of a ramp up though, but if you just want big damage, we're talking about slash procs that tick for over 100,000 damage at a time, this is the build for you. If, however, you want something a little bit more relaxing where you don't have to worry about combo, I would recommend my favorite build, which is a volatile rebound hybrid where you focus on crit, slash, and viral. This has nowhere near as much damage as the first build, but it's more than enough for the vast majority of the star chart, fissure missions, nightmare missions, and most sorties as well. It's just not great for dealing with big beefy enemies, it's much better at cleaving down hordes of smaller guys. Then there is option number 3, where you can just run it as a normal melee weapon, so you build it for a more standardized hybrid setup with viral and slash. Though I wouldn't necessarily recommend this one at the moment, which is the Angels of the Zariman patch, because the combo animations on glaives break very easily with any amount of attack speed, and there is an awful lot of animation cancelling even if you're clicking as fast as you can. Plus, while the DPS is solid enough, it's just much better to be throwing the glaive either with a rebound setup or with the heavy attack setup. Or you can just dual wield it with any one-handed secondary weapon, which is a thing you can do with glaives, and use that secondary weapon as a primer for your condition overload. In that case, you'll be building the glaive for maximum damage. So yeah, the Glaive Prime is very versatile, which is why I would recommend it to essentially anyone, because no matter what you're gonna do with it, you're gonna have a pretty good time. I would, however, highly recommend you run something like Prime Sure-Footed if you're either doing a volatile build, whether it is return or rebound, or if you're doing a heavy attack build, because the explosion from the glaive can inflict stagger on you. So even though glaives are a bit wonky at the moment with the broken combat animations and the glaive bouncing being sometimes a little bit weird, I would still recommend the Glaive Prime to anyone because it's just awesome. And that is pretty much it for this special episode of Warframe Weapon Encyclopedia, because there's no way in hell I was gonna fit all of that into 3 minutes. So I'll see you next time. Bye bye.